N is for making bowls of cereal to eat. I is for ice cream, chilled, cold, and sweet. L is lots and lots of yogurt feasts. K is for keeping healthy with dairy treats. Milk has all of this to offer, you see. Milk is processed for you and me.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Lone Oak Farms virtual chat. I am Brittany with Discover Dairy, and we are going to have so much fun today. We've got Farmer Nikki on standby. We've got some of your questions and check-ins rolling in that chat, and we have two of the most adorable calves, Daisy and Lucy, ready for their close-ups. This event is part of the Adopt a Cow program. More than 48,000 classes and 2.1 million students all joined the fun for free this year, thanks to our incredible supporters at American Dairy Association Northeast and the Dairy Excellence Foundation. And I know many of you are already excited for next year's fun. So go ahead and mark your calendars because enrollment will begin this Friday, May 1st for next year's program. You can go to discoverdairy.com/adopt and simply log in, click the checkbox to re-enroll, and you're set to go for next year. We welcome you to invite any friends who want to join the fun for free too. And because this event is live, we want to hear from you. Go ahead and drop those questions. Tell us where you're coming from. Check in with us. We want to fill that chat with so much energy. So go ahead and let us know where you're tuning in from. Speaking of that chat, let's see who's joining us today. So one of the first classes to hop on with us is PNCS in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So hello, and thank you so much for joining us today. Let's see, we've got some folks from Johnson, PA who are here to see Lucy. Hello, thanks for joining us. Oh, they said they got to meet her in person. How awesome. We've got some folks here from Newcastle. Hello, thank you so much for joining us today. We have some folks from Gailton. Hello, welcome. Thanks for hopping on. We have some high schoolers at Mount Union High School. Hello and good afternoon. Thanks for coming today. We have some folks from Sharpsburg Community Library. Hey, libraries. We're so excited to have you all too. We've got libraries on. I know we have assisted living centers in the program, schools, homeschool groups, all kinds of folks. So thank you all for joining us. Let's see, let's do one or two more that's here with us today. We have some first graders from Birchfield Primary School in Allison Park. Hello and welcome. Thanks for coming on today. And we have some third graders at Verner Elementary in Verona. Hello and welcome, third graders. We're so excited to have you today. And many, many more of you who are checking in. Please go ahead and keep checking in. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We'd love to give you a shout out later. And I know you can use that chat for questions. I'm excited to hear questions, and so is Farmer Nikki. Speaking of Farmer Nikki, let's see if we can find her. Hey, Farmer Nikki, how are we doing today?
Hi, Brittany. How are you?
I am doing so well. Thank you so much for making time for this today, to let us kind of just step on your farm for a little bit, and of course get to know you and the farm and see our precious girls for a little while today. So thank you so much for that. So I would love for you to start off first by just sharing with us, who's Farmer Nikki, what's your role on the farm, and tell us a little bit about Lone Oak Farms.
Well, I'm Farmer Nikki, and I help out on the farm occasionally. This is my husband's farm. It's a third-generation farm. I do believe it started back in 1957 and by his grandfather. And my husband, Matt and I have 6 kids. So the 4th generation does help a good bit on the farm now. And
Wow.
yeah, we're located in Westmoreland, Western Pennsylvania, Westmoreland County.
Yeah.
And
I love that. Very cool. So yeah, it sounds like it's been around for quite some time, and I know
yeah,
a farm certainly can't be around that long unless you're doing something right. So I love that you guys have such great heritage, and have been really just great stewards of your land and your community and your cows for so many years. So how awesome! I know you said there's a next generation that is, starting to get involved in the farm.
yep.
How many kiddos do you have that and that are helping take care of those chores, and what are their chores like on the farm?
Well, I have 2 nephews to help out, and they're a bit older, but I also have 6 kids of my own. My youngest boy being 10 years old, and my oldest being 20. So
Wow.
they help out every day after they go to school. They
Mhm.
come to the farm and they feed the calves and tend to all the calves. And then my older kids do some tractor work on days that they need to work during harvest or anything on the
Sure.
farm that we need to do out in the fields.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow. So it definitely is a whole family affair of multi
Yes.
generations and all kinds of ages, making it all happen. So
Yeah.
remind us, how many cows do you have at Lone Oak Farms?
Roughly total, a little over 500.
Wow. And that's how many is milking, or that's calves, heifers, and milking cows?
That's all the cows. We probably are milking around 230 cows right now.
Okay. Wow. Oh my goodness. How do you even begin to keep track of all those animals, right? I know you have a team of people, but there's certainly not 200 employees watching 200 some cows. So what are some tools and resources that you guys as farmers have that help you take care of the cows?
Well, we have people doing certain things on the farm.
Hmm.
We have a nutritionist come into our farm that tells us and helps us with our feed and
Yeah.
what to feed the cows. And
Hmm.
then we have a TMR that helps to
Yeah.
feed the cows. And
Yeah.
everybody plays a role in the farm and everybody is valued on the farm in different
Sure.
ways
Yeah,
and has their
absolutely.
own jobs.
Yeah, right, right. So I'm sure Farmer Matt, I know he's your husband, and he is busy taking care of all those cows right now, but I'm
Yes.
sure he's walking through those barns multiple times a day, checking on
Yes.
everybody and making sure everyone is staying happy and healthy. That's amazing.
Yes.
Yep. Dream work, teamwork makes the dream work, right? So
Yep.
that's
That's
exciting.
right. That's right.
Cool. So, Farmer Nikki, I know we've had fun getting to know you and your husband and your family a little bit more this year. But of course, I think some of our favorites that have been part of this program were certainly our cute adopted calves. So let's see if we can get them on the camera and check
All
in
right.
on Lucy and Daisy.
All right. Let me go find them.
Oh, man.
All right. Luce. This one's Daisy. Oh, right here. Here's Luce and here's Daisy.
Aw, hi,
Daisy
guys.
loves attention. Clearly.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. Oh man, she is a lover. So yeah, so let's start with which one is on the camera here now again? So
This one's Daisy.
this is Daisy. All right, so let's
Yes.
start with Daisy. So Daisy, when she was born, my goodness, she was only 32 inches and 90 pounds. And
Yep.
I know at our 6 month update, she was 475 pounds and 45 inches. How big do you think they are now 2 months later?
She's about around 525 pounds,
Wow.
and she's about a half inch taller than what she was at her 6 month check.
Okay, my goodness. So yeah, for anyone that's tracking all their growth on the growth charts, 525 pounds and probably about 45 and a half inches tall. Goodness, they are certainly getting really big and strong. So I know they all had their heads through those little headlocks over there. Were they chowing down on something? What do they eat right now in their
They
pens?
do. Well, they have some pellets. We give them some pellets, and that's like they have that twice a day, but then they have
Mhm.
free choice hay in the hay rack.
Aha, perfect. Wonderful. So they have pellets and they have hay. And then I'm assuming they have water pretty much at all
Yes,
times too,
they're
correct?
yep, over in the corner of this pen here.
Oh, the yellow.
They're drinking the water and shoving their heads through and eating some of the pellets on the ground right now. But yes, they always
Nice.
have free choice water,
Awesome. Very
fresh
good.
water.
Yeah. How would you describe Daisy's personality? She certainly seems to really love you, Farmer Nikki.
Well, she does sure love the attention. She is
Oh.
always licking me and snuggling me. Um,
Oh.
yes. Lucy, not so much.
She just likes her
Get
space,
over here.
right? So yeah, we can
Yes.
jump over to Lucy. So I know Lucy, when she was born, she was a little bit bigger. She was 33 inches and 103 pounds. And then let's see, at the 6 months, she was still a little bit taller, but was a little bit lighter. We had her at 468 pounds and 46 inches. But are we thinking she's probably about 525 pounds too?
Yeah, if not just maybe shy of that, a little
Sure.
shy of that, but yeah.
Hmm. Okay. And then maybe put on a half an inch for her as well.
Yes. Yes.
Cool. Perfect. So we'll put her maybe at like 520 pounds then, and then 46.5 inches. Awesome. And as you can guess for anyone that's on here, right? It's a little bit tricky to be able to measure them at this age, but Farmer Matt and Farmer Nikki certainly know their animals and they know the averages of what they should be at each age. And as long as they're growing like they should be, they're just pretty much right on par. So 525 pounds is right around where they should be. That's awesome. Good deal. It looks like Farmer Matt might have came to join us. That's
Yep.
exciting.
Yes.
Cool. So yeah,
They're popping in.
I love that these girls are growing big and strong, and just living the life here with a whole lot of other friends. Farmer Matt, can you hear me? Oh, that's all right. I wondered maybe. No problem. Um,
Let's try that. Can you repeat it?
oh, so I was just saying, hey, Farmer Matt, and just seeing if you could hear me. That's all. Awesome. I actually don't have Farmer Matt's audio though. I think it might be still on the side that Farmer Nikki has.
Just talk to each other.
There we go. Yeah. So perfect. So Farmer Nikki and Farmer Matt, thanks so much for tuning in here together. So we have a lot of really great questions coming in from some of our friends here today. And if you're willing and able, we would love to try and answer some of those questions.
Sure.
All right. So let's see. Let's jump down to here. So I know we just briefly talked about that they have pellets and they have hay and they have water. So we're just curious, what would you think their favorite thing is to eat out of all of those things? What's their favorite food?
The pellets.
The pellets.
Yeah.
It's probably a little sweet.
Like a little candy treat.
Yeah.
Oh, like a little candy
Yeah.
treat. Nice. Very nice. Awesome. Let's see. Some more questions here. This is a good question for just both of you. Mrs. Iwance's students want to know, what's it like to live on a farm? Maybe like what's your favorite part of living on a farm?
The family and the community.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to be with your family the
Yeah.
whole time and working with animals.
Yeah. I love that. That's awesome. It is pretty great, right? To be able to just be surrounded by some really cute animals, but also be able to do something together as a family. I love that.
Yes.
For sure.
Very cool. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, we had a question for you guys. They were curious if you happened to receive the painted portrait, or any of the mail that you've received over the year. They were curious if you've received any of those.
I did. I loved it. We would
Oh,
sit down with my kids and we would all go through them. It was very nice.
oh,
Yes.
that's awesome. I love to hear that. Very cool. Let's see. Goodness, you guys are really checking in. I'll have to look through all the check-ins to find the questions here. Oh, all right. So here we go. We are curious, does Daisy like to play with other calves? And that can be for both of them too, right? Daisy and Lucy. How do you see them play? What does play look like?
Um, they lick each other.
They're just very, very curious. See right
Yeah.
here. Yep. How they come
Yeah.
up and they interact with each other and they can lick each other. They're very social animals.
so they actually have friends like this, and they hang out and
Oh,
They headbutt each other. They
yeah,
play. They run around.
yeah.
they'll run
Oh,
around, and it kind of looks like they're playing tag.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like they're playing tag. I love that. Just kind of running around and doing their own thing. So they're definitely not pulling out a board game or a deck of cards or anything like that. But
No,
um, they're
no.
they're certainly playing with each other. I love that. Cool. Let's see. We've got another good question here. They're curious, how long does it take for a calf to become an adult cow? So, like, when do you consider them full grown? Sorry, I couldn't quite. Yep, I couldn't quite hear him.
They can't hear me.
Yep, there we go. Now I can hear you. Go for it.
Okay. Do you want this one? Okay. Okay. So I would consider them a mature cow when they have their first baby. So right now
Okay.
they're going to have their first baby around 22, 23, 24 months of age. So almost 2 years old.
Okay. Awesome. So at 2 years old, they have their first baby and are considered an adult cow. I know that for some of us, two sounds young. I mean, we know we're used to 2 years old, barely being able to put a word together. But
Yep.
that's I mean, they're about what I've been told is right, one cow year is about 10 human years. So they're like a 20-year-old human at that point. So
Yep.
plenty old enough. Awesome. Very cool. Let's see. We are curious. What are their favorite things to do as calves? Like they're curious if Lucy and Daisy have anything of their favorite things to do. Like, what's their average day look like?
So throughout the different groups of the barn, their day is a little bit different. Um, so when they're first born, their day is mostly like a lot of newborn animals. They just like to kind of sleep a lot, so they cuddle down in their straw, and they kind of just relax and stay cuddly until it's time to feed them. So
Sure.
then we'll get them up and we'll mix up their bottle, and they drink a bottle then twice a day.
Mm,
But other than that, they just kind of, relax and
yeah.
just hang out. But then once they get a little bit older, then they go into group housing where they'll get to hang out, and that's where they meet their friends.
Oh.
There are other calves around the same age as them,
Hmm.
and then at that.
We just lost them for a second, but hopefully we get them right back here. We'll wait for them to hop back on here. No problem. But yeah, so he was just about to start talking about how they're in group housing, which is actually where Lucy and Daisy are at now. So that's exciting. I know if you remember from I believe it was your 4 month update, you would have seen them on the other side of the pen that they're in now, just in slightly smaller group. And then they got moved to their bigger pen.
What's
All
that?
right, I think we've got them back. Here we go.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you. You're good.
Okay.
Yep, I was just filling them in. I was just finishing your sentence. I know
Okay.
everyone would have seen their 4 month update, and they would have seen when they moved to that group housing somewhere around their 2 or 3 month time, right?
Right.
And now they're just moving down further in the pen as they get into a bigger group.
Right. Yep.
Cool. Awesome. Very good. Let's see. So we did talk with Farmer Nikki a little bit um, that they eat and drink quite a bit. But do you have any idea how much they actually eat and drink every day?
So the pellets that we talked about, the grain mixture,
Hmm.
they're eating 8 pounds of that a day, and
Wow.
then they can. So we have what we call free choice hay, which means that
Uh-huh.
they can eat as much or as little as they want. So if
Okay.
I had to try to guess at that, it would probably be uh, oh, 20 pounds a day,
Okay.
maybe a little bit more. I don't.
Yeah.
Mm,
So I
Uh,
mean, they're eating a good chunk of food at this age. Yeah.
oh yes, yeah,
Yeah.
they're eating
But
a
I'm
lot, and they're growing fast.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure, they're putting on a lot of weight. They're growing big and strong. But we've got to get to that full maturity weight pretty quickly by the time they're 2 years old. So, about how much food do they eat then when they get to be full grown? How much food are they eating each day?
So our full-grown mature cows are getting what's called a TMR, which is a total mixed ration. So it has all
Oh,
of their food ingredients all blended together and measured out. So right now, our mature cows are eating 125 pounds of the TMR each day.
wow. Oh my goodness, that is a lot of food. That is nowhere near how much we eat a day. That's for sure. Wow, that's incredible. But so I mean, they've got to eat that much because they're really big when they're full grown. About how much do you think they weigh when they're considered full grown, around 2, 3, 4 years old?
Probably 14 to 1600 pounds.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
So
they're
they're
big.
big, but they've got a lot further to go yet.
Yep.
That's awesome. Let's see. All right, some more questions. Oh, this is a good question. How many calves were born this year on the farm so far? Any idea how many cow, or maybe, or even just how many calves are born on your farm in a year in general?
Um, roughly around 250.
Wow. So it's about the
Yeah,
same number of milk cows that you have then,
just
right?
about.
So
Yeah.
each one approximately has one a year.
Yep. Yep.
Cool. Okay. Wonderful. Let's see. Ooh, good question. So right now, right, all these ladies are really active and certainly coming to say hello, but they obviously have to rest and sleep at some point. So we're curious, what does sleep look like for them? Do they sleep standing up? Do they lay down? How long do they sleep? That kind of thing.
Um, so most of them sleep laying down. As you can see right now, they're standing in sawdust, which is chipped up wood.
Hmm.
And so it's used to keep the area dry for them. And
Hmm.
so when it's nighttime or things quiet down after a meal, they like to kind of just mosey around and find a quiet spot, and they'll lay down in the sawdust and kind of just take a nap. Uh,
Oh,
they would normally sleep uh, probably 12 to 14, maybe even a little bit more hours a day.
wow. My goodness. I don't know about you, Farmer Matt, but that sounds like the life. I think I could
That
be a
does
cow.
sound like the life. I could be a cow too.
Right? That sounds amazing. So yeah, their life is really eat, sleep, hang out with their friends, and do it again the next day.
Yep. Yep. That's it.
Incredible. Cool. I love that. Oh, a fun question here. We are curious, is Daisy and Lucy, are they a Steeler fan or an Eagle fan? Hmm.
Oh, they are definitely Steeler fans.
Ah, I had a feeling. I had a feeling. Oh man, I love that. Let's see. Um, so we have a question. We're kind of shifting into asking questions about the milking process and milking a cow in general. So, this is a really interesting question, and we can talk about this. So they're curious, how do you keep the milk clean, right? So maybe if we just talk about the milking process in general, that'll help answer that question. So when a cow steps into the parlor, what's the steps that are taken, Farmer Matt?
So when a cow walks into the parlor, before we can put the milker onto her, we have a little machine that we attach to them that milks them for us.
Hmm. Hmm.
And before that can be attached, the cow has to be prepped. And so
Hmm.
what this means is that it's a cleaning process. The cow has to be cleaned and sanitized to not only ensure that the milk is clean, but for her safety and her health as well.
Hmm.
So we put an iodine on her and then we use a microfiber towel to clean and dry her before attaching the unit.
Gotcha. Very cool. So, and then that unit is attached, right? So you might test and test the milk or just strip out the milk so that way we can make sure it
Yes,
looks correct. But when you're
correct.
actually milking the cow, you're never actually touching the milk. The milk goes right into the milker, through the pipes, and right into the milk
Yes.
tank, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's really cool. I think one of the coolest facts about dairy farming and the milk and dairy industry in general is that milk is never touched by human hands. That's going on into our refrigerators, right? The milking unit goes on, it goes into the cooling tank, milk truck picks it up, goes to the processing plant, and right to your grocery stores and your fridge. And
That's
so,
correct.
yeah, everyone along the process, starting with Farmer Matt and Farmer Nikki, are doing everything they can to keep your milk as clean as possible. So I love that. Very cool. Ooh, a good question here. So they're curious, how long do cows live for? And maybe who is your oldest cow on the farm? Do you know?
Oh, I don't actually know the number of our oldest cow, but she is right around 10 years old.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. So if it is going based off of one, which 1 year for 10 human years, she's about
Yeah,
100 years
she's
old.
she's going on 100. Yep.
Yeah, she's doing good. That's incredible. So I started the conversation and then didn't circle around, but somebody asked the question. They're curious, do you ship your milk to Turner's? So is Turner's where your milk goes after it leaves the farm?
Yes, yes, it is.
Oh, very nice. I bet there's some folks on here that probably have Turners in their schools. So if you have Turner milk, it's a good chance some of that milk is coming from Lone Oak Farms. I love that.
Yep.
Let's see. So we have a question about, right? We kind of can see over when the camera goes over all of the cows, we can see that it's a lot of black and white, right? Are they always black and white spots? Do you ever have any other colors, or are they ever all black or all white or anything like that?
We do have some that are all black, um, but we on our farm we only raise the black and white ones. But other
Sure.
farms would raise all black ones or all brown ones they're called jerseys.
Hmm.
But just on our farm, we have Holstein cows, which are the
Gotcha.
black and white ones.
Yeah, awesome. Very cool. And I know they all look the same, but every single Holstein has a very unique pattern, and every single one is like a fingerprint. Everyone is
Yep.
unique, even though some of them can look really similar. Hi, Annie. She's coming to give us some kisses. Very nice. Um, this is a good question for you, Farmer Matt, and for Farmer Nikki. We're curious, how much time do you spend caring for the cows during the day? Is this a full-time 24/7 job?
Yep. My family is this is all we do. We are full-time dairy farmers.
Mhm.
So we make all of our living off of the farm. So I'm here 7 days a week as my wife and kids and my mom and dad and my I have some nephews and my brother that work on the farm part
Yeah,
time a little bit. But yes, our family all makes a living here.
awesome. I love that. A good question. We're gonna wrap up here soon, but we had a third grader curious. Do Lucy and Daisy hang out with the adult cows, or do they only hang out with this group? And will they ever get to hang out with the other adult cows?
So if the way that I like to think of it is, let's think of it as kind of like your school. So right, this would be like the elementary school for like kindergarten through fifth grade. And then once they graduate from this barn, they're going to move to the next barn, which would be like the middle school. And they would hang out with other cows of that age. And then when they graduate from there, they would go to the mature cow barn where they would have their baby and then get to hang out with like all of our 2 year olds to our 10-year olds. And then that
Sure.
whole group gets to hang out together.
Wow. That's cool. So yeah, just like us, right? They've got to go through school, learn
Yep.
how to be a herd animal and function with other animals and eat through a headlock and all the good stuff, and then
Yep.
eventually they'll have their calf and join the milking herd and be a big kid, I guess, right? They'll be an
And
adult
try
and
to
join the
eat
rest of
Farmer
them.
Nikki's hair
Yeah.
right now.
Oh my goodness. They certainly love Farmer Nikki. That is very clear. Oh my goodness. Farmer Matt and Farmer Nikki, this has been so much fun getting to chat with you guys today. I cannot believe we're already at our half hour together. I do have one more question for you. And Farmer Matt, I know this is your family's farm, so it's probably great for you to answer. I'm curious, what's your why behind all of this, right? Like, why do you guys do what you do every day? We've talked a little bit about it's a 24/7 job. It's a lot you're trying to get done in a day. So I'm sure there's challenges, but I know there's got to be this passion behind it. So what's your why for choosing dairy farming as your career?
um, well, it's a career that I was born into, but
Mm,
like everything else in life, you have a choice of what you want to do.
hmm
And I just feel it's my God given talent. And it's an area where I just feel blessed to be able to raise my family and to be able to provide for them and all of the animals.
Yeah, it really is such an amazing opportunity, right? Like you said, I mean, you're not only taking care of 500 animals, but you're then providing a really nutritious product for everyone to enjoy and for all of us to consume and put in our diets and have on our kitchen tables. So it's really admirable, and we're really thankful for the work that you all do. So thank you so much for your
Thank you.
contribution to all of that. Is there anything else you guys wanted to share before we tune off today?
Anything you want to share? We just want to say that we really hope you guys enjoyed this program and getting to meet Daisy and Lucy
Yeah.
and us through this process. I hope that you learned everything, and we just want to say thank you so much for choosing dairy.
Awesome. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Gosh, what an amazing time together and a great time to get to see Farmer Nikki and Farmer Matt. And of course, get to see Daisy and Lucy and all of their herd mates together. And I want to echo what Matt says. Thank you all, our classes, our teachers, our students, our libraries, our assisted living centers, our homeschool groups, and everyone in between. Thank you for choosing agriculture and wanting to learn about dairy with your group. We really appreciate it. And you guys all brought such great excitement into the chat. I know we didn't even get to a tenth of those questions. You guys rocked it. So thank you so much for sharing so much excitement. We had a lot. I hope you had a lot of fun learning about life on the farm and what it means to care for a cow. And if you love this adventure, don't forget to mark your calendars because this Friday, May 1st, you can start re-enrolling for next year's program. discoverdairy.com/adopt. And all you have to do is log in and check enroll, and you're all set to go. And we would love for you to welcome your friends into the program for next year too. So from all of us at Discover Dairy and Lone Oak Farms, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep learning, keep exploring, and we hope to see you soon. Bye, everybody.